Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to your round one of SRL Minds Action. My name is John Boymeyer, and I'm joined in the press box by my good friend Josh Pretlove. Josh, how are we doing?
Yeah, look, it's a good day here. A bit of a delayed round one game for these two sides. I dubbed it the Expansion Bowl earlier today. We've got the Melbourne Ravens, who are fresh in the comp, facing off against the Mines' newest newest team, the South Island Stingrays. So it's going to be a good day. I'm keen to see how this goes. And who doesn't love being at Amy Park?
No, exactly. Look, the Ravens are one of our newest expansion sides, along with the Stingrays. Stingrays being announced, I think, recently, as close as I think over the weekend. As such, it is a very new look team. Just before we start off with Godwin doing the kickoff. The Stingrays team for tonight is Luca Magic at 1. Then the centers you have Sarvi and Woodhead. Mike Tyson and Jimbo Breve are your wingers. Before James Godwin, Hugh Mann form your halves partnership. In the props we have Jack Anderson and Jackson Remy, Junior Tyre at 9. Our second row combination is interesting. We have Connor William and Pancake Gamer, which has to be the greatest name of all time. Oh, that's a terrible pass. But it's scooped up by Martin. Then at 13, a familiar name to many SRL fans, long-term fans especially, Coda Diab. Talk us through that one, Josh.
Coda Diab. It was a bit of a hot signing for a lot of teams. Cowboys in particular, we want to try and get a hold of him. But communication breakdown led to him not being signed. And when he came back from his holidays there, he found himself a spot in the South Island Stingrays. Which I don't doubt he won't be there for too long. As Winchester now showing his experience there, that was a great run.
A fantastic signing from Holden Winchester. Winchester, one of those second-year Minds players, still looking to make a impact there. As he says, also Will Campbell. Will Campbell will go in untouched, and just like that, the Ravens strike first. It's hard to really pinpoint where the defense for the Stingrays is there. In true Kiwi fashion, we've decided that defense is optional. Holden Winchester, split them open, and then sitting on the wing is William Campbell, who dives over in that distinctive bright blue headgear. Pretlove, exactly what you'd want to see from the new expansion boys.
Yeah, I mean, look, they got the football around. They did really well there. Obviously, great run from Holden Winchester, the number 7, to get into space like that, and yeah, get the ball out to your winger, William Campbell.
And especially 100%, I should say, is Doonan. Oh, he swung that right. A lot of these halves are still figuring out their radars, and he won't be happy with that kick, young Doonan. But what they will be happy with is going up 4-0 early as Godwin now comes in a fiery headgear. Would I be correct in assuming he used to be a Cairns Firehawk?
Yeah, that is correct. I actually personally myself made that headgear for him when he was a part of the Firehawks. But as soon as this team was announced, he wanted to jump ship, wanted to represent his heritage. I'm all for it. As you see another change, a trader, I believe his previous team called him, was Junior Tyre. I think he was the first person to jump across.
That noted bum and slug and son of a slug, Junior Tyre. But actually, speaking of slugs, I think we have Willie K with the roll. Josh Lowe's just flamed someone. But William K was a former... is one of those NG Plus players. Son of William K, decorated SRL legend. Also a bum. But I digress now, as Willie K now is Campbell, the try scorer. The try scorer is wrapped out now, just short of the 45. They have options here in the pocket. One of the trends I've seen develop in the first round is that kicking hasn't been too good, but Holden Winchester makes no mistake. Down the throw to Mike Tyson. A big hit up there, the solid young man. He forms the CT edge with Artie Savia, I believe, as his inside centre. Junior Ty now playing the ball off to Coda Diab at 13. I would expect Coda to absolutely tear up at 13. He is head and shoulders better than everyone else in this field. Do you have any... to my mind, there's no one that equals Coda on either side of the pitch, Josh.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's not a knock to any of these young Minds players either. Coda he's a relatively, I guess, an older player in the SRL. He's had a couple of seasons under his belt, so, but...
Oh, what a try!
He gets the first try in the South Island Stingrays history. Good start for the team. They actually look pretty simple smooth there, but yeah, Junior must have picked up some tips from his dad's study for just waiting around for the right ball.
Junior Tyre is one grown-ass looking man. Like, he must have looked like a man at, like, 15. He's one of those blokes who, like, entered high school and was 14 going on 27. Like, and in their junior footy games, must have had his, like, family and kids with him on the sideline.
I mean, look,
I digress.
Definitely played against some of those players where you go, you need to check their birth certificate, and Junior Tyre was one of those blokes.
As the former Firehawk, Godwin slots conversion. And that is a fantastic jersey, Brett Love. Could you talk me through the inspiration from the design?
Yeah, I mean, look, when I found out that we're going to bring on a sixth team, there was a lot of chatter around it being gunslingers. I just felt that a second New Zealand team, more specifically Stingrays, would be a good fit. And I wanted to draw some inspiration from them being based in the South Island of New Zealand, which you can kind of see that mountainous mountainous terrain, that's the one. Mountainous terrain on the front and rear of the jersey. And I just went with a kind of a traditional tribal design, kind of tied all together. And yeah, just wanted to kind of, with the colours specifically, a bit of a throwback to the Orcas from the couple seasons old now, the Aotearoa State of Origin.
100%. It's a fantastic looking jersey. Kaitahu being the predominant iwi in the South Island, and I'm sure the homage, if you will, to our or as I say that, Coda Diab slots through, he'll score. He will he won't score. I speak too soon. He'll be held up on the fifth tackle, but we said an homage to our Indigenous peoples, and it's a fantastic looking jersey. As now they have options left. What are they going to do? Oh, Hugh Mann just copped it. Absolutely copped it. But Breve diffuses the bomb. And they'll work with 7 tackles now, the Ravens. After a hot start, they kind of petered out, actually. It's hard to say if that's just due to pure straight-up pressure from the Stingrays. Or perhaps as the flat ball to Willie K. Well, William choosing a very interesting name for his son. I'm sure high school is very fun for young Willie. As Godwin there picks up a loose ball, and unfortunately for the Ravens, they'll have to do some more defending. But Jackson Remy steps a man. Oh, Remy's still going. Remy will score. A prop should not be able to move like that. Willie K has just been made to look like a fool. And I think it feels right having a Remy at prop. Does it not? Brett Love. Mason Remy, of course. A stalwart for the Storm at prop and second. Oh, no, prop, if I'm not mistaken. Also a Samoan international. But if we can get a replay, that is some silky footwork there from young... Is it Jackson Remy?
Jackson Remy.
It is young Jackson Remy. In the 10 spot, and he gives Godwin another easy conversion. I think the Stingrays off to one hell of a start for the young franchise. Not what the Ravens would have envisioned. They, of course, also, likewise, an expansion club, but they've had a little bit more time to stew on it. And Yuan Mayav and Kaya 4 will be delighted with the way the young men have bounced back after a rough start.
Yeah,
Duna now.
Absolutely. Those two mentors as well. You get a team together, get them prepared in such a short turnaround as well. Like you mentioned, we only announced this expansion to 6 teams. Would have been over the weekend. So to get it all up and running, to be able to get them in for round 1, was just amazing, really. And yeah, this will be game 1 of 4 games we'll have this week for the Mines. So a big week for all involved.
100%. I think the Mines are developmental pathways into first grade. And Luca Magic there, he'll sigh through, but he's drawn back to the 40. Willie K makes a tackle for once. But he's out of his position now, so if they attack the line, they might get some purchase. Unfortunately, Williams drawing back. And a 2-man tackle. They're sitting on him quite a bit. They're holding Winchester, lucky not to be penalised. Anderson throws it out to Jackson Remy. Jackson Remy's driven back, and 46 metres gained. They'll have to punt this, actually, because they're just out of attack and kick range. Who's in the pocket? I think that's Godwin in the pocket. It is Godwin in the pocket. Oh, that's a shocking kick. Willie Campbell there will go on a cart, but he's driven back beyond the 30, actually. It's a great tackle there from the... I'm going to say inside centre. I believe it's Artie Savia. Again, Artie Savia and Mike Tyson is the greatest edge I think I've ever seen. in terms of names in the SRL. So today, there's Rambo now goes for little geese. He'll be brought down just shy of the 50, but he's held in the tackle, and finally they are penalised, the Stingrays. Doonan now look to get the Ravens into attacking field position. And he does it's about 15 metres on the kick there, but he does the job, and now they'll launch a campaign from over the 40. Papadopoulos off to Martin. Martin throws to Godwin. Rosso Godwin can't make the break. But they've got tackles in hand now. They can play it easy. Just need to work the Pistons. That's what they do now off to Townsend. Townsend brought down a 3-man tackle there. They got men out of the line. They tackle. I don't even know what that was. But Martin cops it. Sorry, reels in the offload. He's brought down on the 25. Options left if they want, and they do take the options left. Jackson Grant. I think is that another Jackson?
Yeah, there's a few Jacksons.
It's the captain, in fact, for the Ravens, young Jackson Grant. But now they're brought down on the 10 line. They could launch it a really good grab if he has a... Oh, get out of the way. Oh, no. Sloppy. Real sloppy, especially with a good kick looming. Pretlove, I guess this is what we know. Oh, his human hand now slices the Ravens in half. But this is what we expect from Mines players, to be fair, is that they are still learning. And this is where they will learn, right, for the next season or two for these young men.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's developmental. That's all it really is. To kind of spend as much time as you can in the mines, it helps you prepare. Like we've seen players go up really early, and we've seen some players that have lasted the full season, or even 2, 3, 4 seasons in the mines. So yeah, I mean, the mines players out there, don't be in a rush. SRL's great. It's a good place to be. This is where you can hone your craft. So get to that kind of stage where you're competing in the SRL, not just being like a bench half or things like that. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Pretlove, if you could walk us through what the pathway does look like for our Mines players. Oh, it's Martin flattens. Oh, I don't know who that is. It might be Remy actually, who's reeling from that knock, but it's a hellacious hit. And now Rosso Godwin, the young lock. He's got his handful now with having to defend Coda Diab. But yeah, just touch on what does the Mines pathways look for our young players, and the bridge from Mines to SRL.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously to start off with, you end up in the mines. You start off with one of these teams. But before the season starts, we get the captains together and they actually pick out 2 developmental players that they'll actually take on, and they'll have a bit of an influence in how they developed, how they train and things like that. And there'll be players that can actually call on throughout the season if there's any injuries, suspensions, or if any players fall off the radar or fall off the face of the earth. They'll actually step up into that role. So that's the first way you can get in, through a developmental pathway. The other way as well is once you've played a full season, kind of fall into that free agent range, so then you can be signed by an SRL team at any stage during the season. If, again, a player falls off the face of the earth, or retires, things like that. So there's a few pathways, but we also have at the end of the season as well is a rookie draft. So in the season, all the players will go into a draft, and the teams can elect to actually take on a rookie or 2 or however many. But Walker's
touchline. Oh, that's a shocker. He's trying to take on the wing, I believe. Let me see if I get a replay. He's trying to take someone on the edge, and he's just been escorted out. And the Ravens invite more pressure from a Stingrays outfit that thus far has seemed very, very good on offense. As he's tried to skin the fullback there, and he just doesn't get around it, doesn't get enough on it. Luca Magic escorts him easily into the sideline there. And now the Stingrays, the men from the South Islanders, Coda Diab spots a gap. Coda Diab. Oh, William. They call him Willie because he's soft, and that is terrible defense. Oh my. Coda Diab is absolutely skinny. His junior tire jumps on his mate, and why wouldn't he? The former SRL first grader is making it look easy at the moment. William K dives at an invisible man. I don't know where he's looking. But like we said, right, this Stingrays team is red hot on offense, and they are making the Ravens work.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of expect from a expansion team to kind of be a bit slow going, slow to kind of get to their feet. But Stingrays, they've just come out charging. I guess they've got a point to prove, and they're definitely proving it so far. 25 minutes down and 18 points up.
Yeah. I mean, I think we do forget that both these teams are having their first games. By the time you're watching, this is a delayed round one. I think the Ravens were scheduled to have a bye, and now we had the introduction of the Stingrays, which has necessitated a late notice game at AAMI Park. Not that the Ravens will be complaining, and so it's good to finally have our sixth team join us and make the Lions competition whole again. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be double round robin, Josh. The format for the regular season.
When you say double round robin, what do you mean by that?
Sorry? Does each team play each other twice, or is it a single game?
Still finalising that because we're going to follow the SRL 15 rounds.
Yeah.
Being that it's 15 rounds, we'll probably have a team versus each other more than once. But for now, we've kind of finalised round one, and we're working on the rest. Also working on a revised final structure as well, because obviously the team one qualifies for the grand final straight away doesn't really work for 6 teams. So lots of restructuring. We're not too sure on what the draw looks like. Obviously, no team will have a bye. There'll be 3 games a week. Quite a way structure still, but we'll have to obviously figure out how that works, who plays who. We're still planning to have a magic round as well. Where that'll be, that's something that we'll discuss and decide later on.
Yeah. I guess with so much, because this will mark more teams than last season, if I'm not incorrect, Josh, or is it about the same?
No, we had 5 teams last season because we had the late introduction of the Kings.
So it's one more than last year.
More than last season. It'd be like season 8, I believe. Season 8, we had 6 teams. I think.
Obviously, the Mount Druitt Kings now dissolved with the new year. I think one of the greatest things about the Mines is that we see new teams and new identities come every year, and some return, some don't. But I think that's just the magic of the Mines and the unique identities that we have in this grade, isn't that right, Brett Love? Because every team is a brand new team.
Exactly, there's a million different things we can do. We've already started discussions on 7, just kind of future planning on what we could possibly do. But there's a million different ways you can go about it. Different teams could be at different places. That's not a bad kick. It's a good touch finder. Good way to
Look, it didn't go out on the full. I mean, I'm happy. For a Mines kicker, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's Hugh Mann there with the kick.
Yeah, Lisa Knight, brother to Anna Wall. But he finds touch there with the 40-20 attempt, and on the whole, not the worst. He puts the
last name 3 times quickly.
Who's? Oh, jeez. Yeah, Tanvir Papadopoulos. And you will get that once. That's my boy Tanvir, or T. But T passes to Rambo. Rambo goes to Winchester and Holden, narrowly hangs on. They're struggling to make meters here. It's the third, and they've only just gone over the 40. Townsend takes a hit up. It's Townsend, sorry. Apologies. That is a stupid way of spelling Townsend, but I digress. Godwin now, off to Lowe, Josh Lowe, over the 25.
Refrain from insulting people's family names, but
sorry, speaking of family names, Willie K has that's a high bomb to Brev. There are some fantastic names in this. Fantastic names in both sides.
Yeah, you got
I've just realised,
on the Ravens and
Jimbo Brev.
I'm not sure if they're family relation or if it just happens to be the same name, but
they have to be related.
Yeah, you'd imagine.
I think I'm in awe at the names because Pancake Gamer is legitimately the greatest name I think in SRL history. As Luca Magic goes for a run, he steps one, he'll go up the middle, brought down shy of the 50. But there are no slouches on the Stingray side. Jimbo Brev is a fantastic name, but then on the Ravens, Ghost Rambo, who we've said once or twice so far this game, is an elite name. I'm sure Snicko is licking his lips as, oh, that's a terrible kick. William K. That's an awful kick. As William K gathers on the full, he'll get them over the 50 and hoping he'll help that they capitalise on this field position.
But yeah, Ghost
Hold
Reaper,
on.
he was a part of the Mines last season as well. Bathurst Blue Tongue, he was last season.
That's a phenomenal name. Absolutely elite name. Owned. As Jackson Grant now is over the 30. They're on their third tackle, so they've got 3 more at hand. 2 more realistically to play with, though, in terms of on the ball. But will William K or cop a higher one? It's not cool. He's calling for it, and I don't think he's wrong in asking the question. Martin now, and Martin will bum one off. Martin's going to go, he'll go close.
Junior Tyre there too.
Naturally. Like a hot knife through butter. That's, Mr. T, that's a terrible option. Papadopoulos decides he wants to try to catch the markers lacking. The markers were not lacking. And instead they actually catch him. With a minute to go, the Stingrays will probably just look to settle the clock out, if I was not mistaken. Like Tyson, he's driven back there. It's right, Artie Savia plays dummy. He'll pass to William. William will card it up. He's shy of the 30. 15 seconds left. If they play it right, they should only have to make one more hit up, sorry. Ugh, ugly ball, but Coda Diab will collect it. And that will do our first half of action. We'll see you soon.
Hello, NRL Hotel. How can I help?
Yeah, g'day. I'd like to organise an early checkout, please.
How does the 60-minute mark of the grand final sound?
Perfect.
But I booked a final spot in round 10.
So it looks like that was cancelled in round 13. So if you could just move aside, though, we've got some genuine top 8 teams about to check in. There you go.
What?
All the best.
Really?
Penthouse.
Oh, you have got to be joking.
Going up the last?
Nah, down.
Yo!
So we've had some complaints. Is there any chance you can wrap this party up soon?
Yeah, sure. Just give us another couple of seasons, all right?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Is that all you're going to do to stop them?
Better than you managed.
Yes, rooms. Yeah, send up another 5 utility players, please.
Right away, sir. And shall I send up some more Panthers?
Ooh, sounds delish.
Any baggage, sir?
Yeah, heaps. Try 38 years worth.
Jeez Louise.
Can I help you?
Yeah, actually, got any wins against top 8 teams in here somewhere?
I just have towels.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Ladies and gentlemen, the walls are crumbling. Brace yourself for the power, the pride, the punishment. Inspired by a legend. Built by LSH. This is Walls of Jericho.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our second half of your late round 1 clash. My name is John Bodmayava. Once again, I'm joined by my good friend Josh Pretlove. And at the half, we are currently watching an absolute curb stomping. The Stingrays have been all over the Melbourne Ravens junk, and then some. Koda Diab has run for about 2 kilometres at halftime. I think his stats are legitimately like 11 runs for 132 metres. He's averaging 13 metres a carry, dog. Insane. So I guess all I have to really say is that Koda Diab is kind of good at footy, eh? For the Ravens, unforced errors. Remy just floors someone and he pushes through. But unforced errors are costing them. We've seen 2 or 3 just, I think, timing issues. A few kicks that aren't quite getting, halves aren't getting under the ball. And forwards are running poor lines, which has resulted in easy meters for the Stingrays as Luka Magic now goes for a done. He'll be brought down just over the 18. Options blindside. I suspect they're going to kick it. Godwin has options. He's going to put up in the air. Godwin. Oh my God. Koda Diab is pulled down. He's probably unlucky not to get a 6 again call there from the ref. But Koda Diab. Oh my God. This is like watching. It's like when you watch a school go play open weight rugby, and they send like a small group of young kids out to go tackle 6'4" Goliaths. Yeah, it's just to quote me, this is belt to ass. It's only 18-4, so in theory it's comebackable, but the Ravens are making no meters. They're on their 4th tackle, and they're only at the 38. They'll go for a kick. Their Dunan's going to have a go. Nah, just not a bad kick, actually, but it's straight down the throat of Luca Magic. He's got time to dance, Luca. Oh, doesn't dance very far, though. 2-man tackle brings him back short on the 36. But they'll have room to go up the middle, and I don't think they want to be leading them wind up too far as Anderson now. Is young Anderson related to Nathan Anderson, the former Knight, by any chance, or is that an unrelated Anderson?
Could be an unrelated Anderson, but with the SRL, anything's possible.
Fair enough.
I'm actually really
now
surprised that Stingrays, they're not using the classic under 8s strategy, pass to the big boy, because that's worked well for them so far. And
that's a rough call. I thought that was backwards, but referees obviously sees the guy cut. Wait, is that me? No, that's you, Pretlove. No, you've obviously seen something that I can't down there. As we see it now, as the Ravens try to shift the ball now. Holden Winchester's been quiet to start this first half. Admittedly, we're only 6 minutes in. But now to Rambo. Ghost Rambo throws it to Willie K. Willie K goes a little scamper, but he'll be brought down just over the... Is Tadvia going to look left? He does look left. Papadopoulos now off to Winchester. Winchester throws a long ball to Breve. Breve's wrapped up, though, comfortably. Coda DM now. Takes Josh Lowe in a pretty comfortable tackle. Oh, that's a pedestrian pass, but William K makes the most of it. He'll sidestep one, but he's brought down just short of the 8. Can't make it count. T's going to have to put it on the money here, and he does. Straight to Doodoo, throws to Winchester. Winchester throws a bomb. The bomb is diffused, though, by Breve. I should probably specify which Breve. It's Josh Jimbo Breve. Sorry. It's this Breve family dynasty, obviously kicking off now here in the mines. 7 tackle sit down, Coda DM once more. We'll take a cart up. Oh, Jesus, cop it. Absolutely copped it. He got flogged. He's whoever's run that has... it's Luca Magic. Yeah, he's stumbling backwards. He doesn't know what year he's in at the moment, Luca. But he'll stretch his arm.
interesting.
Concerning signs, we might need a HIA check. He's still jittery. He is running all over the place, Luca. I think he might need slightly more than an HIA check, but it's going to be a long ball now. Centre. First Rambo will just be denied. And it looks like the Ravens have tried to amp up the pace. Townshend gets taken into a ball and all tackle. Holden Winchester now. He'll try to drive, but he'll be put on his back. A good 2-man tackle. Stingrays marker is offside, I think. But oh my god. Oh, the Pancake Gamer's going to be in a foot race. The Pancake Gamer's over the 40. William K's trying to cut the angle, and he'll manage to do it on the 50. But young Pancake, he flea doesn't flop. He makes it over to the halfway line. As Foothead, Woody. And Pancake's hard run is undone by a brain fade there from Woodhead. Yes, he is in fact out. Thank you, cameraman. I had ascertained so much by myself. But Tanvir, or Mr. T as I like to call him, he'll throw it off to the right now. To Grant. Grant will take it up just shy of the 50. And now the Melbourne Ravens have been equipped with a good chance as Joe Lowe regathers his lollies. He doesn't quite spill it. Pretty sure Willie Kenny would have hit his head if he did. Or Jackson Grant, the captain. He's been fairly unhappy with the execution now as Doonan breaks the... Selfless. Absolutely selfless play by Doonan. Hands it to his prop who gets absolutely smoked. But I digress. Martin over the 40. They're on for their 4th tackle now, though. They're a bit decent with the ball. They're not going to be able to put in an attacking kick. Winchester, long ball to Willie K. Willie K steps a fullback. Willie K offloads. But the captain, Jackson Grant, can't make too much of it. I'll throw it to the pocket now. Doonan. Oh, jeez, that's such a nothing kick. Breve will regather, but they won't get too much out of that, Luke Breve. And once again, the Stingrays will have to get a set together with trouble. Their big boys are going to get to work now. Jackson Remy? Yeah, Remy gets to work, sorry. As Kota Diab. And he throws a long ball to Anderson, who breaks a tackle. The young prop, he's moving, pumping those legs. They must stay for absolute... what's it called? Sorry, a haul of athletic young props do the Stingrays. third tackle now. Godwin, short ball now. Short ball to Remy. Remy's got to pop the legs, but he'll put on his ass. Left again, I'd crash this. I would most definitely crash this. And they do, and they score. And Jack Anderson extends the lead. And the Stingrays, they nudge ahead they more than nudge ahead. They score a 4-pointer. Pardon my English. Jack Anderson, the prop, he goes over. He's a fairly lightweight prop, this young Jacko, but like I said, you crash the ball, you score, and that's a beautiful flat ball there from Junior Tyre. And at this point, I think the goose might be cooked for the Ravens. Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, 22-4. The Ravens, they showed a little bit of life coming out of the halftime break, but yeah, they just seem to be getting monstered in the middle, and you'd kind of expect that when you look at the forward pack. It's greatly bolstered by Coda Diab there, being in that forward pack. So yeah, can't really take much away from the Ravens there. They're doing what they can, but when you've got a silver class player there running at you, it's just not going to be a fun day in the office for anyone.
Having Coda Diab on your team is it's like when your brother or your dad plays backyard footy with you, and you try to tackle him, but he gets his fucking big ass hand and he puts it in your chest. There's not much you can do. And Coda Diab is, I think, a 50 cap SRL player, probably more actually, probably close to 70. And he's currently bullying kids, which I endorse, admittedly, but it's a tough old day at the office for their middles. We said that the Ravens, we're second row pairing, and their locking partner Russell Goodwin would have their work cut out for them, and they have today. I don't think they're a bad unit. I don't want to get this misconstrued. I think the Ravens really do have something special, but Coda Diab is an absolute monster, and the majority of it, yeah, the majority of Mines teams aren't going to have a player of Coda Diab's quality up the middle. And so I think for the Ravens, it's a matter of refreshing for next week, whoever they have next week, because they probably aren't going to play a team as good as the Stingrays. And I know the Stingrays have a lot of first-year Mines boys, but as we see a penalty be given away, actually, that'll help the Ravens get out of their own end. But even with this many first-year players, I think the Stingrays still have a fantastic side.
Absolutely, and the Stingrays, they'll take on the Firehawks at home, so we'll head down
that'll be a
to
good
South
one.
Islands for the first
That'll
game
be a
for them.
really good one.
And then Ravens, they'll take on Bathurst in Bathurst.
Isn't the South Island? Of course. Christchurch?
Dunedin, Forest Bar Stadium.
Absolutely. Absolutely fucking not. Oh, no, never mind. I will not be in Dunedin.
South Island fan?
No, just not a South of Auckland fan, generally. But I wish whoever's going to Dunedin the best of luck. I also hope that whatever couch they're staying on doesn't set on fire. Is now Holden Winchester, short of the 25. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of any city that's not Auckland, we used to have the Hamilton Swarm, and I've always said, we've got the Waikato Wolves now, their spiritual successors, as Gerald Brev goes on a little canter. But the best part about the Wolves and for the Swarm is the fact that they got to leave Hamilton. And the same still goes for the South Island Stingrays. There's Pancake Gamer. He's been excellent the second half, Pancake. He's a pretty new addition too. He's a first-year Mines player, a recent catchment, I believe. Played his Jersey Flag up north, if I'm not mistaken, before making the transition into our Mines systems. But Godwin now, he's had a good game, the young half. He was good for the Firehawks last week, and he's continued that form on till today. I left a very emotional message, I think, to his teammates departing for the Stingrays. But like Brett Love said, he was keen to represent his heritage, his place of origin, and I think he will do well for the Stingrays this year. He's in the pocket now. He'll deliver another... Oh no. Holden Winchester goes in a gallop. Godwin's lucky that he doesn't take it all the way, but I don't think Winchester quite had the speed. Rosto Godwin now, over the 40. I think a distant relation to the stable of Godwins currently at the Sharks. As Ghost Rambo goes through a defender. But he's taken from behind. Pause. But T will pass it out to Grant, Jackson Grant now. He's over the 10. I'd go left here. I think I'd like the centre matchup. Nope, they go right. What do I know? As Holden Winchester will push, but he won't quite get enough to get on the line. Oh, I'd grab her. I would definitely grab her. Rambo, no, actually. You just pass it to your centre, who's going to get held up.
You pass it to your centre for a forward hit up.
You know what? That's fantastic. Oh, what a hit.
Wow. They should not have got this ball back. They should not be rewarded.
there is that last tackle option was actually diabolical. How they got the ball back. I do love a good hit though, and that was a fantastic bone rattler. But Holden Winchester now. Maybe the issue with the Ravens is that their halves take all their bloody hit ups. As Martin now, he won't collapse on the line. He's pulling his back. 13 minutes left in the game, and I think, yep, I say it's held up. It is held up. Good call by me. But for the Ravens, it is... They need to reset, obviously, but some points here could boost their confidence. 13 minutes left, the game is gone. Make no mistake about it, the game is gone. But I think there are learnings in everything now, as Josh Lowe will dive over. Has he bumped off Coda Diab to score that?
I don't know. I'd like a replay of that.
Surely not. Cameraman, Josh Lowe celebrates with Willie K. Willie K celebrates his teammate doing something. Cheerleaders, obviously. PG show. Oh, yep. Falcon catch. No, it's the young 8 who misses the tackle there. That'll be Jack Anderson. I guess he could be forgiven. It's
Well, I mean, how
was, you know,
Diab there, he did just kind of passenger, but I guess he probably would have had. I know I would have had some, I guess, faith in my teammate to make that tackle. So, interesting. Yeah, good try from Josh Lowe though. Way to kind of
fantastic try.
Way to get the team back in the AM in terms of back in a kind of mental capacity. Way to kind of keep it up.
We say this all the time, but I think there are learnings in everything for the Mines players. For the Mines players especially. I know everyone wants to win the Mines title. I was unlucky in my Mines year that we choked at the end. But everyone wants to win the Mines title.
Yeah,
and obviously we're winning.
Very much the same there with your John Boy, where you went pretty well undefeated, and then we lost, I think, 3 in a row to 3 in a row, and they're the most important 3.
Mines is a cruel beast. But I think more of that is that just learnings. I think learning how you want to prog, learning how you conduct yourself in an SRL changing room, even other things that lots of these players can take away from their first years. Because let's face it, most of these players are going to be coming back next season. That's not a slight on them as players. I think with the new regression system, they will be getting opportunities quicker than they'll think. But the Mines is a great time to learn how to hone your craft. And as Ross Goodwin takes a hit up now, I think that's what I keep in mind as a Mines player, is that just because you don't get selected for the SRL your first season doesn't mean your journey's over. Spots are competitive, but they do open up, and I think, get out of the wave. As Josh Lowe actually goes on a cant, he's been one of their best this half. But opportunities arise all the time, is what I'd say. And so at the start of a new Mine season, I look forward to seeing what this year unfolds. I think we've got some really exciting players now. As Breve goes on a canter, Breve as Jimbo's dragged back. But we'll see where things end up. I think the Stingray side with Coda Diab is known favourites, though I suspect Coda won't be in the Mines for too much longer. After he's done kid bashing, I think he may actually go back into the SRL in a capacity with some of the teams who are losing players. I think the Tigers are keen on a forward, if I'm not mistaken, Pretlove.
Yeah,
but the Cowboys...
He got his 3 weeks. He's got I guess his 3-week return process. He'll be coming up to, this will be week 2 of that. So 1 more week, and probably will see Coda depart the Mines. But time will tell.
100%. William K. He goes up high. William K. William K's going to try to turn Luca Magic inside up. It's going to be caught from behind by Godwin. Takes his ankles, and he gets dropped on 2. Godwin's been excellent today. Really stood up the standoff. I guess he's had experience. Oh, it's also a good one. Must be an odd feeling for Godwin playing 2 round 1 matches in a row. But I digress. Duna now. He's brought down. Oh, wide ball. Throw it. Oh, Woodhead. The ball was on. The ball was absolutely on. But Woodhead will pick it off there. And we haven't seen his name too much this game, young Woodhead. About another first-year Mines player. There's Jackson Remy. Just shy of the 35. And the Stingrays should just seek to wind down the clock. I would do the same. I think the job is done. It's a really well done job as Woodhead. Another carry. Shows me right. But Brave now throws an inside ball. Flat ball though to Remy. Remy's been industrious the last 3-4 minutes. They're just handing him the ball and telling him to go run. It's not a bad idea to hand it to the big boys. Inside ball though to Luke and Magic. Luke and Magic steps in man. Luke and Magic. He's brought down over the 30. And that's to put in. Oh my god. Get off him, bro. Don't be a pussy. Kick it a touch. Is he a man now? That's a phenomenal name. No notes. This is genuinely one of the best games for names. I'm speechless. There's Junior Tyre now. Kick it to the left. Pass it more accurately. It's Coda Diab. We'll shorten with 10. Now, I'm no tactical genius. We missed the playoffs last season in the Panthers. But I think pass to Coda Diab good. Coda Diab score. Coda Diab bigger than other men. Are they going to take my advice? No. No, it goes to Hugh Man instead, who I assume, It's Coda. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Coda. Here we go, Coda. Yes. Coda Diab adds a punctuation mark there. And I don't really have words to say other than Coda Diab big, Coda Diab score.
Yeah, a bit of a mismatch there, having Rosso Goodwin take on Coda Diab. Yeah, I mean, one's a giant and one's not so giant. Yeah, that's interesting. Worked out very well for the Stingrays, but yeah, we'll have to see kind of what transpires because yeah, I feel like having Coda on your team seems to just be, I guess, a cheat code almost.
Yeah, I guess it happens when you're a 60 cap SRL veteran. But you and Mayav and Kaya 4 are not complaining. 2 points is 2 points at the end of the day. And in a competitive format like this, a win now could make all the difference in the business end. Coda Diab looks distinctly bored at the back of the field there. He's been swatting them like flies all day. He's run for about 25 kilometers. I said 2 kilometers at halftime. He's now, well, done whatever 25 is a multiple of 2. But he's absolutely smoked the Ravens today. And there's no knock on the Ravens. There's no knock on... It's hard for any team to contain, I think, Coda Diab. But it's even harder for a team... Oh! Go, son! Go, son! Rosso Goodwin now brought down Charlie.
We're professional in the commentary box here, but I'd love to see a Ravens try to close it out.
They've worked so hard today, the Ravens. And I think this is one of the games we just flushed because no team is going to have a Coda Diab. Realistically, barring someone falling down that shouldn't, no team's going to have a Coda. And so, this loss is no knock on them, I think. And no knock on their mentors. Oh, flat ball. One more. Yes! What is he doing? What is Josh Lowe doing on the wing, by the way?
I think he wanted to try. I think he just saw the ball coming this way. Yeah, give me a go.
I love the ball hawk. He
cuts the winger off.
That's phenomenal. That is exactly what I want. That is exactly what I want the prop to do. Like I said, ball hawks. He's got those natural try scoring abilities. The centre's filthy because I think that was a walk-in try for him. But look, you'll take him all the same. It's Duna now from the sideline. Oh, that's a lovely kick. Is it? Just shy. But at the end of the day, it's all copacetic. The Stingrays will get up 30 points to 14 in the end. A fantastic composite effort from Junior Tyre's men. Kaya 4 and Yon Mayama, the new mentor, get off to a fantastic start. Their first win of their mentoring careers. And for the Ravens, it's, I think for Tavita Vuvadangawa and Wilmette, if I'm not mistaken, it's just a chance to reset. And we'll see how things go next week. But we'll run through the stats real quick before I send you guys off. All the Stingrays scored more points than the Ravens, 30 points to 14. 5 tries to 3, 5 goals to 1. Oh, that's a damning stat, actually, with 3 tries. But look, I think kicking is the least of their concerns, or conversion kicking anyway. Completion's about the same. More errors from the Stingrays, surprisingly enough. And penalties conceded. And they make more tackles. Interesting. But 39 backs to 22 is a pretty humongous difference. So now go to the player stats. And 170 from Willie K, a fantastic effort for the young fullback. He is a Melbourneian born and raised, and his dad, William K, will be quite pleased with his son's efforts. Holden Winchester I thought was quite good. Jacko Grant, yeah, all right. Again, 71-129, you can't complain about. I thought young Josh Lowe for 3106 was excellent. 4 line breaks for props absurd. There's no business doing that many. Looking at try assists real quick. About evenly spread. Some fantastic tackling efforts. Rosso Gooden with 21, Trent Martin with 20, 19 for Brody Townshend. Their forwards really trying to gang up on defense, but we hate to make the whole game down to one thing, but it's hard to constrain Coda Diab, and I think without Coda we might be looking at a closer game. But now we look at the Stingrays statistics, and yes, yeah, that does not surprise me whatsoever. Coda Diab, 21 for 246, 223 tackles, 7 line breaks, even kicked for 31 meters, a try assist and 2 tries. That's like that Wilt Chamberlain stat line. He has like 2,000 rebounds, 600 points, and like fucking 30 assists. Sorry, friggin' 30 assists. Jackson Remy with 210 off 17 is excellent as well. Junior Ty obviously is a hooker. He's going to rack up those meters. I think the encouraging thing for Stingrays fans is that it's not just a one-man show. Jackson Remy absolutely stood out. But over 50 meters, in a condensed format like the Mines is, over 50 meters is an awesome effort. So, yeah, we're up 13, so that's 12 or so, sorry, that's most of their team, actually. Over 50 run meters is excellent. 24 tackles for Junior Tyre, 16 for Hugh Man. Try assists, only 1 try assist for Coda Diab, 4 try assists for Junior Tyre, apologies, wrong stat line. That's insane, actually. That's a fantastic effort from the young man. He's really putting it on a platter for his forwards to score. We saw them breaking the game like quite often, so it's no surprise that they're...
I think Junior's dad, Sonny, could possibly be taking lessons from Junior. I think great way to kind of kick off. Another man who's played 2 round ones. But yeah, 4 try assists and 24 tackles and unmissed as well. That's good. Obviously, we don't look at runs and run meters because, as Nico says, hooker stats are fake.
Yeah, hooker stats are fake. I've been saying this since day one, dog. Hooker stats are the fakest stats in the game. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to go on a rant. Fantastic game from the Stingrays. And they'll be very, very encouraged by what they've seen so far. But as I look at the clock, that should probably do us for our coverage. I thank you for joining me. My name's been John Boy Mayava. I've been joined by my good friend Josh Pretlove. And that'll be us from Amy Park. Toodles, mwah.